Welcome back to the channel. I'm standing next to the 2023 Genesis GV70 Sport Prestige with all-wheel drive, and this one does have the 3.5 liter V6 underneath the hood. You guys can go for electrified GV70 if you guys want to go fully electric, but as of this filming, I think that vehicle is not available to purchase. But let's talk about pricing here for the GV70 Sport Prestige with all-wheel drive, also with the V6 underneath the hood. Starting price is at $55,000 evenly. This one's tickets for $66,620. If you guys are on the market for a Genesis, be sure to check out Homestead Genesis and ask for the manager Darwin, and he will get you into your next vehicle. Looking at the exterior styling here for the GV70, this vehicle is fairly new to Genesis in this market here. It looks really good, especially with the nice luxurious touches to the interior. My model is painted black. It has this nice white interior. We'll talk about the interior once we get inside. Looking at the dark chrome grille here, it has this nice finish to it with this nice pattern to the actual grille. That's a front-facing camera with the Genesis wing on top of the hood. There's also a front parking sensor, some gloss black trim here at the lower part of the front lip splitter. There's this area here to push air around the vehicle. And there is these full LED headlights here, which has this stacked design to it with an automatic on high beam LED turn signal with this LED daytime running light. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think about the GV70. To me, it looks very upscale, very modern looking. And like I mentioned, this is a fairly new product for Genesis. It rides on the G70's rear-wheel drive architecture, so it does have some car underpinnings to it, which is still a really nice looking compact SUV here in this segment. This vehicle does offer 7.3 inches of ground clearance with a 113.2 inch wheelbase with an overall length of 185.6. So it's right on par with some of the other competitors in this luxury compact segment. And the GV70 is probably one of the heaviest as well. But looking at these multi-spoke wheels here, I like the nice 5-spoke finish with this nicely finished to the actual rim design. This also has Genesis brake calipers there, which is very massive, and those rotors are cross-drilled and ventilated. These are a 255/40 Michelin tire. They're wrapped in this 21-inch rim design. Really nice rim design here, especially on the 3.5 liter V6 model. There's this LED sight marker here, and my model does have this large panoramic sunroof here with these gloss black finish aerodynamic roof rails here, with some more dark chrome trim around the window trim here, and even on the door handles here, which is really upscale. Making our way to the rear of the GV70, full LED taillights here. There's a turn signal, brake light, and reverse light. There's a GV70 badge, the Genesis name, which is spelled out, and there's the all-wheel drive with the 3.5T badge there. And with this aggressive rear spoiler here, rear parking sensors, also with these very large dual-tip exhausts. The reverse lights actually live down here, which is nice, and there's a backup camera there, of course. Pressing the button right here to open up the trunk is a power opening tailgate. Once it opens up, Genesis says this vehicle has around 29.8 cubic feet of space, and underneath here, Genesis does give you some underfloor storage with a temporary spare tire. And off to the side, there is this 12-volt here with some LED lights for back here. With this is cargo net here. You pull this right here, and that folds the seats down to reveal 59.6 cubic feet of space. I kind of do have the passenger seat slide a little back, but overall, this vehicle still offers tons of practicality. Looking at the interior of the GV70 Sport Prestige, this one does have the beautiful white interior with the nice black exterior here. And the materials that Genesis use are very upscale. This is their newest vehicle that they offer here. And keep in mind, like I mentioned, you can go for the electrified model of the GV70, but as of this film, I think Genesis doesn't have it on sale. But let's talk about the materials here on the door panel. Very nice leather here, nice stitching, aluminum trim throughout the door panel. This does offer 2-person memory seats for you and your spouse, and there's this carbon fiber like trim here, and this does offer the Lexicon sound system, which sounds pretty good. I was just listening to one of my favorite songs, and this also offers additional storage and coupled with space here. It's going to be padded here, which is really nice. Some other competitors don't even pad the lower portion of the door panel. There's your automatic start stop, your illumination switch, your hill descent control, your traction control, your trunk release, and electronic parking brake is here with this power tilt and telescoping wheel. And this one does have the 3D gauges, but on camera, it doesn't do any justice. But shutting the door here, the door sounds very solid. And to start up the vehicle, as you guys know, put your foot on the brake and press the start stop button right here on the dash. It's not blocked by the steering wheel, but as you guys can see here, the gauges look really nice, very futuristic here. And you can press this button right here, and it does show you your driver's assistance tech, compass, your driver information. You can customize the screen to your liking here. The steering wheel does have this very thin rim here, but it does feel nice to hold. And there's this nice heads-up display here with this massive 14.5-inch display. As you guys can see, I'm listening to one of my favorite songs, and it's very responsive, very snappy, but it does not take up the entire screen for the CarPlay. But it is nice that Genesis does give you Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, but it's going to be wire, not wireless. They're working on that. And down here's going to be this touch capacitive button here, or this panel here. Now I have the cool seats on. The cool seats blow very cold air. There's your air vents here. Your hazard button is going to be down here. There's some shortcut buttons for the radio presets and whatnot. There's your parking assist button here. Your drive mode selector, which shows you eco, normal, comfort, sport, and sport plus. And I do love the way the needle glows red here in this display, which is really nice. There's also a custom mode, so it will tailor your different drive modes. We're putting the vehicle back into its comfort mode. Press this button here. It does show you a backup camera. There's also a front facing camera, and you can look around the vehicle just like a BMW product, which is really nice. The camera graphics are very nice resolution and whatnot. It's really nice tech for what Genesis is asking for the price. And this is little scroll on here. There's a back button, home menu, and if you guys don't want to use the actual touchscreen, if it's too far for you, you can just use this rotary knob here. So now I can mess with my music and whatnot. I can pause it, change the song and whatnot if I would like via this control here. There's more of that carbon fiber trim here. There's an auto hold, putting the vehicle into reverse. I already showed you guys the backup camera, which is really nice with a top-down 360 view. Switch it very gently to go into neutral. To go into drive, you switch it again to the right. And for park, you press P. I like the nice clear shifter here. Wireless phone charger, two USB charging ports. Me personally, I can't wait for the wireless connectivity from Genesis, so you guys can, hide the wire and whatnot if you guys want to close this off to give it more of a cleaner look. And this is the key fob here. It shows lock, unlock, remote start, the smart park feature, your headlight controls, and a panic button. There's also 2 cup holders here. It's going to be nicely padded here. It does reveal a good amount of storage in there with the 12 volt. It's also lined with felt. The seats in here, they're very supportive and comfortable. Once you put the vehicle into its Sport Plus mode, it does the seat bolsters do grab you, hold you in place. And to open up this sunshade here, as you guys see, it does have this nice dark tint to it, which is really nice. And it does let a lot of light and air into the cabin once you open up the sunroof here with this auto dimming rearview mirror here. I wish it was digital, but that's a small little nitpick. But looking at the glove compartment, it does offer a good amount of storage. But overall, the interior of the GV70 does have some very premium materials, nice stitching, nice metal trim throughout this vehicle with a nice carbon fiber. But overall, the interior is very upscale, very modern looking, and I wouldn't expect nothing less from Genesis. Getting into the back seat of the GV70 here, open up the rear door. As you guys can see here, like I mentioned, this rides on the G70's rear-wheel drive architecture, so the interior is somewhat cramped here, but it still offers tons of space for 3 passengers across. And the materials here on the seat are very upscale, very beautiful here. I like the way that they look and feel. You can also recline the seat and fold them down via this handle here. It says Genesis in the actual door sill. There's your lock controls here. Very high quality feel to the switches here. And there's this aluminum accented door handle here with beautiful leather, beautiful stitching here. And there's this manual sunshade here to block out the haters and sun. And there's some storage here, door pocket with this carbon fiber like trim here on the door panel. It also lights up at night, that I've seen in other reviews. And this also has a Lexicon sound system. But getting into this vehicle here, like I mentioned, it does offer 7.3 inches of ground clearance. But shutting the door here, the door sounds very solid. And there's 2 mat pockets back here for storage. You can slide the seat forward and back here to give this passenger here some more space. There's also your own set of climate controls here, 2 USB charging ports, household outlet, and there's 3 level heated seats. I wish Genesis would offer cool seats. That'd have been a nice touch here. And above me, there's this large panoramic sunroof here that I have closed, but it does have this nice suede Alcantara finish to the headliner here. And there's going to be a full LED light back here as well with this grab handle. And pulling this armrest down here, it does reveal 2 cup holders with a nice area here to rest your elbows. But overall, like I mentioned, this does ride on the G70's rear-wheel drive architecture, but in real life, this vehicle still offers tons of space for the rear passengers. Let's talk about the powertrain specs here for the GV70. This is Genesis corporate 3.5 liter twin turbo V6. This powertrain makes 375 horsepower and 391 pound-feet of torque. It's also paired with an 8-speed automatic transmission. As the GV70 with all-wheel drive sits here, it weighs in around 4,100 pounds. And Genesis says this vehicle can tow 3,500 pounds. And keep in mind, the GV70 is one of the most heaviest in this actual segment here. But making our way over to the fuel door here, let's talk about fuel economy for the GV70. Open up the fuel door here. Genesis says this is ready to get 19 in the city, 24 on the highway, and 21 combined. Like I mentioned, Genesis will sell you a GV70 electrified if you guys do not like those numbers for the fuel economy. So starting off in the GV70 here, as you guys can see, I had the vehicle in its Sport Plus mode here. This vehicle rides very smooth, even though it's a somewhat of a performance vehicle. This is Genesis corporate 3.5 liter twin turbo V6, making 375 horsepower and 391 pound-feet of torque. It is paired with an 8-speed automatic transmission, which is a Genesis design transmission. It's very fast to shift, and I like the nice programming that the transmission offers. Visibility wise, it does offer a great visibility out of this vehicle here. Very somewhat thin A-pillars here. Great visibility looking forward around the vehicle, even at the back is very well. But I wish that this vehicle did offer a digital rear view camera mirror. That would have been a nice tech touch from Genesis. But you do get this massive 14.5-inch display here, which shows really nice graphics. It supports Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, but keep in mind it's not wireless. It is wired, but not wireless. I'm gonna put the vehicle back into its comfort mode here. We're gonna talk about comfort in this driving portion here. This is why you guys are gonna go for the GV70. It does offer a very smooth ride quality, even on these 21-inch wheels here. It's very good. The seats, like I mentioned, they're very supportive, very comfortable. And above me, there's this massive panoramic sunroof, which has this nice tint to it. So it's very hot outside. It's like 84 degrees outside today. And I don't feel the heat coming from on top of me because of the tint. It's really nice. It also offers 3-level heated and cool seats. The cool seats blow very cold air. And like I mentioned, this vehicle drives really good. Visibility is good. The tech is beautiful. Warranty is really good as well. It's one of the best warranties in the industry here, from Kia, Hyundai, and Genesis, of course. Genesis, this vehicle was offered, I think, in 2021, and it's a hot seller for Genesis now. A lot of people in my area have seen a ton of GV70, so it does sell very well for the company. It's one of their newest vehicles in their lineup here. Materials, it's up to par. It's a Genesis. I wouldn't expect nothing less. But with that being said, the interior is very upscale. The driving of this vehicle is really good. It still offers that sporty handling feel if you guys looking to attack some back roads and whatnot. But the GV70 still offers tons of value, tons of tech, and tons of practicality if you're looking to put your family into this vehicle. After spending time with the 2023 Genesis GV70 3.5 liter V6, this vehicle does offer great acceleration, very smooth ride quality. The 8-speed automatic does a good job of shifting the gears. And I love the way this interior is laid out with the nice materials, especially with that large panoramic sunroof. And as of this filming, Genesis offers a GV70 electrified, which that vehicle is a fully electric vehicle. As of this filming, guys, I am not reviewing that. I wish that I would. That vehicle does offer tons of acceleration that Genesis says on paper. With that being said, hope you guys have enjoyed this full review here on the 2023 Genesis GV70 Sport Prestige with the V6 underneath the hood. Be sure to check me out on Instagram at @DriveOnReviews. Hit that subscribe button and turn on post notifications, and I will see you all in the next video.